Hi, I'm Andy Morris with Realty Trust Services, and I just wanted to touch base with landlords about insurance for landlords. This past winter has definitely been a difficult one for a lot of landlords in Northeast Ohio. I've seen ice dams, water backups, freezes on houses while tenants were away, and I've seen, damages of a few $100s, some all the way up to 30,000 plus in terms of what insurance was paying out. So I wanted to talk a little bit about insurance for landlords. And previously, we had not always required that owners give us copies of their policy. What we found is that, it is really important that owners have on file with us their policy so that when we have an emergency, we aren't having to make a guess about which contractor to use, and thus delaying essential services that need to be gotten out right away to stop further damage to the property. So if we're not sure which contractor to use and we're calling around, or we're trying to get a hold of an owner late at night, or get a hold of an insurance agent, what's covered, what can we actually pay for, that's delaying getting someone out there. So by having that data available, we can better make informed decisions. And of course, regardless, normally the first step is to stop whatever's happening that's continuing to damage the house. And then there's the whole restoration. So there's two parts of that anyways, but still having that information helps us do that. So one of the things that we've noticed, we do a few things to help make things go faster. We do have 24-hour dispatch for emergencies, and we do have relationships with contractors, restoration contractors and things like that to do insurance work as well. Some of the things that you need, when we were contacting owners actually, we found that a lot of the owners really didn't have good information about what their insurance even had. They didn't know their deductible. They didn't know how much they had to pay out of pocket. They didn't know what their insurance covered. They didn't know that their insurance didn't cover when it was vacant. Some of them found out they didn't even have insurance at all when we went through an entire database and were contacting these owners. So I'll let this video be a reminder. Why don't you call your insurance agent and look up your policy to see what's on it. Some of the things that are really nice to have is loss of rent coverage. It's a little more expensive, but if you can get it on your property, at least if something happens and the tenant has to move out and you lose rent for 5 months, they'll actually pay that. You really want to understand what happens when a tenant moves out, because coverage changes and you actually usually need a new policy. There's a certain period afterwards. So you really want to understand that. You want to make sure that it has water backup, because we do have a lot of issues, especially if you have an older house in northeastern Ohio. Sewer backups happen. Roots grow into drains, and it's just the nature of owning a house in this area. If you are unsure about insurance, we'd be happy to insure you, to refer you several professionals that could give you quotes and talk you through a policy. A lot of landlords, insurance is a classic issue for landlords, because a lot of insurance underwriters don't even want to do rental properties, so properties that could be vacant or anything like that. It's a special niche. So you would definitely want to find somebody, an agent that has some knowledge on this and can assist you and educate you a little bit about what you're getting and what you should get. One of the things that we're doing and that we've recently just added as a policy based on experience is that we're requiring all tenants to have tenant insurance. Now, as part of the changes we've made, we actually our software, we offer that through our software. And it's actually quite a nice insurance policy. Generally, the cost is between $9 and $15 a month, so it's nominal. And when it comes through us, we're able to actually ensure that the tenant it has named the landlord in their policy, so that things like there's actually coverage for damage to your property caused by tenant negligence. So it's basically helping double insure you, as well as take care of a lot of the issues that happen when you have an insurance claim. So let's say that it's not that your tenant's fault at all, but there's a damage to the roof from a storm that then leaks and messes up, not only messes up the house, but they have to get a hotel. Well, their hotel is now covered, so they're not asking you for that. And no matter how many times you put in the lease, by the way, they're still going to ask you for it. And they may still try to sue you for it. And they may still get it, even though contractually you're not obligated, because the judge feels sorry for them. So having this insurance it not only helps you when you need it most, you're not getting your rent, and then suddenly you have maybe other expenses, a deductible, they're asking you for your hotel to be paid. None of this is covered by your insurance. Normally, when you go from, say, living in a house to not living in it, your insurance stays about the same. It's just that a lot less is covered. So none of the stuff in the house is covered with the tenant, because the insurance companies have learned that tenants may have a higher likelihood of using an insurance claim as an ATM machine to get money for their stuff that wasn't worth as much as they claim. So their stuff is never covered, and we fully disclose that in our lease. We've always done that, but this tenant insurance basically helps practically in a situation where you need it most. So that's one of the things that we offer, and it's one of the ways that we help protect our owners. And we definitely recommend any owner, whether they're with us or not, that they require tenant insurance. Also, another thing to note regarding why to require tenant insurance is many landlord policies will give you a break if you require tenants to have tenant insurance. So that's part of something we monitor. It's built into our software, and it's one way that we help landlords when they need it most.